YouTube.
Welcome back to our channel. I'm your boy Alex, the leader, and this is my beautiful wife.
Olajumoke. Welcome back, guys. And if this is your first time watching our video, we welcome you. We're a relationship and marriage channel, so if you think it's something you would be interested in, just subscribe and join the family.
Yeah. And before we go to our topic today, I just want to say that about 4 weeks ago, I had an accident at work. That there was a caustic splash that went into my left eye, which actually burnt some part of my cornea. Right. So we've been going through the process of healing. Right. Doing all the things that the doctor said you should take and do. Right. So it's about 4 months now.
4 weeks, dude.
4 weeks. I mean 4 weeks. What am I saying? 4 weeks. And this time actually, made me sit back and I thought.
You had a lot of downtime. He was off work for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I was off work for like 3 weeks, and which just made me want to relax. For you guys that don't know, I'm doing power engineering, so I've been focused on work, and I just realized that, man, I think it's time for me to do something new and maybe acquire a skill or something, which I've not decided that I want to learn how to sew.
Yeah.
And which will be taught by my beautiful wife. She's a fashion designer.
Yes, I am. Yeah. So I'm a fashion designer and I make everything I wear. So we just want to I'm gonna teach him to sew, and we decided that we're doing life together, right? So we're just gonna film our classes and you guys can do it with us. So he's my student along with the rest of you that would like to learn. So if you know it's something you're interested in, or you know someone that's wanting to learn, then you should totally tell them to follow. So we're going to create a separate playlist for that, and you guys are going to love it. It's from the scratch, like the very beginning. I know nothing scratch. I mean, he's an engineer.
Yeah.
Right.
So just because I really want to document every step so that I can actually see my improvement. So I think if it's something you would like to see how I become the fashion designer,
Baddest.
Alex the leader,
The designer.
Like yeah. So today let's go to our topic. We'll be talking about
Sleep training.
sleep training.
Yeah.
So what is sleep training, my beloved wife?
What is sleep training? So I know there's like a lot of people don't know what it is, myself inclusive, because I didn't know like what it really meant. I mean, I know, yes, it means you let your child cry. I think that's a myth around sleep training, but it basically just means your child learning to sleep independently. Finish. That's the long and short of it. It doesn't affect whether you still want to feed your child at night. It doesn't affect it. It's just your child learning to fall asleep. We know our babies. I mean, from when they're born, they're cuddled to sleep, or breastfed to sleep, or rocked to sleep, or it's just them learning how to sleep on their own. No rocking, no binky, no nothing, no you rocking. Just them closing their eyes and falling asleep.
Yeah. So because children, they find it difficult to actually sleep on their own.
Oh yeah.
Because they don't know that skill. It's a skill that
they have to learn. Yeah.
Exactly. So sleep training is just to make them able to acquire that skill.
Yep.
And learn how to sleep on their own.
Unfortunately, it's not something that can be taught, like as much as, take this,
No,
and then you put it over your eyes, and then you lay your head and you
close
sleep.
your eyes.
No, it doesn't work that way. You have to learn it by themselves. Now, why did we decide to sleep train?
Oh, okay.
Why did we decide? No, we actually said, okay, so now all these things you say before your baby is born, right? Like, we'll sleep train our baby at 4 months, and and then when the time came, we were like, we love her so much, and we don't want her to cry.
Yeah.
Let's push it to 6 months, actually. But I mean, in their development, they have their growth spurts at 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 3 months, like that. And then she hit the 4-month sleep regression early. She hit it like maybe 3 months or 2 weeks or something. And so initially, I was always getting like 3 hours or to 3 hours of sleep at her first block of sleep. So for instance, she goes to bed at 8 p.m. and then she'll sleep till like 12 or 11, and then from then she wakes up every 2 hours. So on the minimum every night I was up 4 times to put her back on the breast and make her sleep. Like, so that was my life, and it was really stressful. I mean, obviously, because 2 hours, by the time I'm able to put her back down before I find sleep myself, it's already time for her to wake up again. So I mean, now imagine, we were already working with that rhythm, so I was always trying to get that first block of sleep, the 4 hour or 3 hour sleep, and then suddenly when leap 4 hit, she just wasn't even sleeping that block of sleep anymore. In fact, she wasn't even waking up every 2 hours anymore. She was now waking up 30 minutes, 1 hour. I was like, it is the time. You see that 6 months that we didn't want to no. I was like, I need my sanity.
Yes. So why we actually did it was like my wife said, it was for her to actually have good sleep.
Yep.
For her. And I hate
for her, for
everybody.
Our baby actually.
Yeah, for everybody,
and for myself.
Because good sleep helps their brain.
Oh, it does, yeah, baby brain.
So it was a good thing why. This is the reason why we started, because we want the baby brain to grow and we want to have time for ourselves.
Yep.
And for her to sleep, right? Because it's difficult, at giving birth, and
you're thrown into that
exactly
non-stop work. It's just.
And unfortunately for us, we couldn't get help.
Yeah. So it was just
folks.
us.
So it was just us. So that's the reason why we decided to sleep train.
Oh yeah. Now, but we got a couple of signs as well.
Yeah.
So most times we always like to pray about things before we do them, and then we just have those signs from God, and we know that it's time. Let's push on. Now we did it when she was exactly 4 months, because the day she turned 4 months, first of all, that was the first sign. She got her vaccines that day.
Yeah.
Her 4-month vaccines. Now when we got home, so I had assumed, I was under the impression that she couldn't sleep, or she was always waking up to eat and she couldn't sleep if I didn't put her on the breast. Meanwhile, I didn't know that she could actually go longer, for sleep. And I have to say that the main reason why I didn't want to sleep, I wanted to wait till 6 months, was I didn't want to cut off the night feedings. I still wanted to feed her at least twice at night. So I thought sleep training meant I had to cut off the night feedings, but it was when I started to do my research that I realized that wasn't even it. Anyways, so that day that she got her vaccines, she woke up only 2 times that night. Yeah. As in, this was the first time since her birth, 2 times. As in, it was a minimum of 4. And I was like, okay, so you mean that you can actually go 6 hours without eating? That was the first sign.
Yeah, that was the first sign. But one thing I told my wife too was because she was probably tired from
the vaccine.
The vaccine.
It was probably so stressful.
I think that's one of the reasons why she slept that long. But it was a good sign for us to say, okay, I think she can actually do this. And one of the signs was I went to work the next day, and my boss just came and just asked me, how's the baby and everything. I was like, pretty good, but we just can't find good sleep because she wakes up every time. She was like, yeah, he knows he has been there, right? But one thing about new parents is that we don't allow baby to cry. Baby will just cry, we just pick them. Any little, so we don't allow, and truthfully,
yes,
we're not allowing baby
she never
to
cried.
cry.
Once she does, we already
So, and it was like, no, they should cry. It's nothing's going to happen to them. That's the only way they can actually communicate. Crying, baby crying,
is actually even good.
Yeah, will not actually kill the baby.
Nope.
Especially when you've done everything that is needed to be done. Right? So that was the second sign that we had.
Then the last one was, a couple of months before, I had joined like a sleep training group, like a support group, and I hadn't been accepted into the group. So, they asked a couple of questions because, they don't like all that. They don't want to just let anybody in because, some people that don't support the sleep training were saying, oh, how can you guys let your kids cry? You are evil, So I answered a couple of questions and I was waiting. Now, I even completely forgot about the group because I was already telling my husband, oh, let's wait till 6 months. So the last sign we got was, I just saw that, or I got a notification that I had been let into the group. I'm like, this is it. It is time. So I think we were ready. She was ready. Well, we were kind of ready, but we had to, really prepare our minds. Yeah, so then the process, right? So the first thing we did was read a lot, did a lot of research. I was already on the group, so I had access to all of the materials. I read everything, checked the different methods, and we decided to stick with one particular one.
So which is the
The 3 day sleep
solution.
solution. That was what we
So
did.
we actually discussed about it.
Mm.
I think that night, what even happened that night? Something happened that night.
The night we started.
Yeah, I think maybe she didn't sleep well. She
Oh
didn't
yeah. She kept waking up.
she
I
kept
mean,
waking up. She didn't really sleep well that night. And we
Mhm.
just like, okay, the next night we like, this
Was
is the day
starting
we're going
the
to
next day. In
do.
fact, we started in the morning because apparently we did everything at once. We did both sleep training and nap training together. Like we just did everything at a go. Like, you know what, we're gonna do this now. We're doing this now. So the most important thing is support. You need to have support because this is very very important. Like you need support because your baby is gonna cry and you're gonna need someone beside you to hold your hand to just encourage you and all of that, and someone that's completely on board with you because really you can't do it alone. Now, in as much as I was really gingering the sleep training movement, when it was time and it came down to it, I fought with my husband though. I fought him because when she now really started to cry, and I'm like, okay, I want to go in there and go pick her. And he was like, nope, you can't go in there. I'm like, I want to go in there. I want to go pick my baby. And he was like, you can't because we already discussed this,
Exactly.
So I was like, I can't listen to this. And he was like, you don't have to. You can leave the house, and when she stops crying, I'll call you. And that was what I had to do.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's tough because hearing your baby cry is pretty tough. But you know how she'll be like, I thought Madame has the ginger. I thought I would do this, I would do this. When baby started crying, like, so I just thought that okay, I think it's that time
You left,
leave.
yeah.
You left. That's
Yeah.
what, you left, and I decided to stay. So I was watching her through the monitor. At first, I was in the room, but I hid, and I was hearing her cry. I was just watching the process, and I just said, okay, let me go out, and I was watching through the monitor. I think 30 minutes.
Yeah, so the first day, and really just like the things is 3 days. Like I think in 2 days, like we were over the crying.
We were over it.
So the first day,
Not over the crying, but the crying was
minimal.
minimal, was going down. Like
Yeah,
I think like the 4th day.
no tears at all.
Exactly.
Like she just put her head down. And she
Exactly.
just slept. Yeah. So yeah, the first day, the first time, she actually cried for like 30 minutes. That was the longest 30 minutes of my life, guys.
Whenever you were not here.
Yes, I mean, okay, yes. In fact, when I realized that, the point when I realized that our baby actually didn't used to cry was, it was just 3 minutes she cried and I started crying too. Actually, 3 minutes, because I saw the time and I'm like, wow, 3 minutes, wow. It really feels like I've been hearing this thing for so long. And I started crying too, and I had to leave. But like, I was outside taking a walk, but just waiting, like, at least to get that text that she's done crying. So I was outside, but of course, my heart was in the house, still thinking that, when am I going to get that text? When am I going to get that call that, okay, come back home, So man, it wasn't easy.
But before, I think one thing she forgot to mention was that, so she had like a routine following the book.
Yes, that's
So she
true.
had like a routine that she followed. If you want to tell them about the routine.
Yeah, so our bedtime routine was very simple. We always had like a little body massage, and then I put her in her pajamas, then I read to her, then we say Psalm 23, and then I put her down, kiss her, good night. Now, yeah,
That was So that
Yeah,
was
our routine.
That was our routine. So that's what we did.
oh, of course I'll change her diaper.
Yes. So the reason why you do that is that you want to make sure. So you feed her too. You have to feed her very well.
Yeah, definitely so.
So you change the diaper. You have to make sure that she's comfortable. There's nothing. So now any cry that she's crying is because
She just wants you to pick her up,
Exactly.
right?
because-
And so I just remembered now. So like part of support, we had a lot of affirmations that we were supposed to say, like say it to your child even when you pick her up. Like I think I put her down. You went to work the next day and it was just me and her. And when you go in there, you tell the child you are fed, you are loved, you are okay, there is nothing wrong with you. You're saying those things to the baby and you're saying them to yourself too. Like I am not, I'm not trying to harm you. I am doing the best for you. I am giving you the gift of independent sleeping. Amen.
Amen.
So you say those things, you keep reaffirming, and like you are okay. You're gonna thank me later because this is the best thing that I'm doing for you. So saying all of that, then you start to believe it, right? And you're like, nope, you're okay, there's nothing wrong with you.
So now the success part. So now our baby sleeps 12 hours every night. Every night she sleeps 12 hours. Now we have our time for ourselves. So 6 p.m.
6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
close parenting for the day.
And for real, we actually close parenting because all her toys are like everywhere, and once we put her to bed, we pack all her toys back in their bin and we're done being parents for the day, like till the next morning. Like that's how we do it. But then there was something else I wanted to mention. Now I didn't stop feeding her at night actually because we sleep trained her now. As opposed to waking up 4, 5, 6 times to feed her, I stopped doing that and I decided that I wanted to retain 2 feeds. I don't want to forget to say that. I retained 2 feeds because she was still 4 months and I felt that she still needed it. Now when we sleep train her, like the first week of sleep training shows, I picked the time I wanted to wake up and feed her actually. So it was 11 o'clock and then 4 a.m. Those were the 2 days. So 11 p.m., 4 a.m. So put her down at 6, feed her by 11, feed her 4. So I wanted 5 hours interval. However, after like the first week or week and a half, she dropped 1 feed by herself. Like by herself. She just stopped waking up for it all. I used to dream feed her, but I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me try not dream feeding her. Let me see if she's okay. And then that was how we dropped that first feed. I decided that when I introduced solids, I was gonna stop the second feed. And before I even stopped the second feed, she dropped that one as well by herself and started sleeping like all through the night. So there wasn't a difficult like thing. It wasn't hard. Like she just by herself dropped those 2 feeds and that's how she started sleeping straight all through. So now, like if she ever wakes up, we actually go in there to see what's happening because it's actually unusual. So we just know, okay, what's wrong? Oh, too hot, too cold, what's going on? Are you okay? We check and just like, oh well. Sometimes we just see her on the monitor just playing, like she wakes up to play, or we just hear her voice, doing things like, especially when they're testing their skills. Oh, I can crawl now. Oh, I can do this now. She wakes up, practices, and then she goes back to bed. If we don't see her movements or catch her awake, like we don't even know when she wakes up or whatever. So that's
So that's one thing you need to do too, is to make sure you monitor the baby.
Oh yeah.
So if with the material you're able to learn, and you have to still be very cautious.
Yep.
So because every baby is different.
Yeah.
One might be easy,
That's
your one
right.
might take some long time. But if so many methods that you can try.
Yeah, so many. We just picked, what worked for us. Yeah. Now I know that so sleep training, like because of the myths and everything that surround it, right? It's not that you're just leaving your baby to cry, right? The truth is that it's a training and every sleep training actually involves some form of crying or the other. Okay. They will always cry because they're used to being held and all that stuff, and now you expect me to just close my eyes and sleep on my own?
Yes.
What? I can't do that. But they would learn. Like they actually would. And it's she sleeps all through the night, and now we've realized that regardless of where we are, she actually does sleep through the night. We've had off days where we are out later than her bedtime. Once we come back home, do our routine and put her down, she sleeps till the next morning. Even when we traveled to Ottawa, we were like, even when we traveled to Ottawa, of course it was later than normal. We put her down at 8 p.m. that day. She still slept through the night. Like she didn't wake up until her normal wake up time. So
because even there in Ottawa we had to book. We had to sleep in a hotel.
Yeah, in a hotel. Yeah,
so it was even us that was even very that we didn't have good sleep because we were trying to say, okay, will she wake up?
Yeah,
trying to be very stealth.
She just
but we're just turning up and down and sleeping. And she had a good sleep. We didn't have it.
We didn't, but she did. She had the time of her life. Now I can't forget, so another thing was that when we sleep trained and everything, after the first night, she cried and I was really worried. Like when I go pick up my baby in the morning, is she gonna be happy to see me? Is she gonna hate me? Trust me, I'm saying this because moms, I know you guys were probably feeling the feelings, or might be feeling the feelings I was feeling that time. Like, this girl is not going to like me. Guess what? When I used to pick my baby in the morning,
she was smiling.
She was so happy.
Smiling.
so happy, so well rested, so oh my god, like it was so wow. I now felt at that point like, have I been suffering you by not letting you sleep well? Like, because you look so happy and so joyful right now. So guys, all I want to say is that in the end it was totally worth it. She's almost 8 months now. We sleep trained her at 4 months. She's doing amazing.
Yeah, she's doing amazing.
Yeah, she is.
She's sharp. She's
doing great.
I can say I'm a proud father. Proud father.
And somehow, like, whenever we go out and people see us with our baby and like, oh, how old is she? Like, we say, oh, she's 7 months, and she's sitting, oh, not getting any sleep. And we're like, no, we're getting good sleep. And she sleeps very nice. People are always taking her back, like, oh, she does? Like, that kind of, oh, really? Then they'll not go, well, lucky you then. So.
And, from where we come from, it's very difficult for us to see children cry. And,
it's hard.
It's hard. I'm pretty sure before my mother was saying, so you people want to go and force this child to go and sleep. I said, no, she's used to it now. She understands. She will sleep.
Yeah.
It's good for her to have 14 hours, 15 hours sleep.
Yeah, for her age. So yeah, so guys, we really do hope you enjoyed our video. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe. Till we see you guys again in our next video. Have a fantastic week. Oh, I need to add, if you do have any questions, please hit us up in the comments. If you need any help, need me to share what I used, or need somebody to hold your hand, I'm your girl. Have a great week. Bye.
Take care. See you in the next one.